So here we are in the year 2026, and boy, what a ride last year was for the One Piece TCG. So much has happened. We've had explosive growth in the card game and on this channel, which I have to thank you for. Treasure Theory was actually started last year, so it's super cool to know that we're actually approaching our 1-year anniversary here on the channel. But guys, in today's video, I wanted to navigate what's currently going on in the One Piece TCG. We've got a lot of new people who are coming into the space, who are interested in collecting, playing, investing, all that sort of stuff, and it can get really confusing, and things are happening very quickly. So in this video, we're going to be just covering a general sense of what's going on in the market. Whether you're new or you're a returning viewer, we're going to be going over everything. So before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. And of course, if you want some gamer subs, use my code Theory or pop it down in the description below. Get 10% off your order and enjoy some gamer subs. All right, guys, without any further ado, let's get into it. So guys, since last year, I have been covering One Piece TCG content. We've been exploring prices, investing, collecting, all this sort of stuff, speculating. And I have to say, if you were to tell me the things that I'm going to tell you now in this video 2 months ago, I would be dumbfounded. I wouldn't believe you. But a lot has happened in the last couple of months, and things are changing dramatically, and in fact, strategies are changing too from an investing standpoint. But I kind of wanted to start off with saying, like, we are starting to see changes happening in the status quo of investing, I guess, in One Piece TCG products. My first example right here, we see Kingdoms of Intrigue. We now have the Boa Hancock SP passing the Sabo manga card. Now, typically, if you're new here, manga cards are usually the chase cards, right? In every set, they're like the top chase cards. They're just what you go for. We're seeing, for one of the first times ever, an SP surpassing a manga in a set, which is really intriguing. Sorry, I had to. But yeah, guys, look at this. The Boa Hancock SP has shot up 100% in the last 3 months, pressing around $700. But guys, I'm seeing this card selling for $1,200, $1,300 Canadian. Don't even get me started on PSA 10s and stuff. But, you know, we've got Sabo here, while up for sure at almost close to $1,000 US. He's now below the Boa SP, which is really interesting. I actually happen to have 4 out of 5 of these cards. I don't have Boa, because I'll be honest with you, this card kind of almost felt like it just escaped velocity and I just missed it. But we've also got Emperors of the New World, which is just completely popping, going up 151%. And we can see in the last month alone, it has shot up 43%. So there is some serious action going on here, which, you know, by the way, not surprising. This set is incredible. This is a legendary set. It's at $670. I actually happened to buy this thing for $400, and it is currently on its way. So since I purchased this for $400 Canadian, which is a snag, since I've been waiting for it, which was maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago because of the holidays, it is now almost worth $1,000 Canadian, which is crazy, guys, which is crazy. But, like, let's make no mistake here. This set deserves the price action. I mean, look at all the juicy grails in here. We've got all of these awesome, gorgeous SPs. We've got Gold Roger himself, the only Gold Roger manga that's also gold. Very scarce asset. We've got the 4 Emperors, which are just fantastic. We've got the Wanted cards, and I mean, this Luffy Wanted poster is just blown up tremendously, and just so much more. It's a fantastic set. This Nami SP is nuts, by the way. I can't believe we're seeing these SPs go past $1,000 now. It's kind of insane, but we're reaching new heights with the One Piece market right now, and it's just been very intriguing, to say the least. But things are not all cheery, okay? Because we've got some strange things happening that I am once again going to shed some light on. Because for all the new people coming in here, things aren't so straightforward. For many of you, you've been kind of dabbling in the TCG, the card game, for a while now. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have started stacking your hierarchies of your grails and all that sort of stuff. But we've got things like this happening. So as you can see, we've got a treasure booster set. So this card was just a promo card that came with a little box you could buy that would come with a couple of packs. It wasn't anything special. It came with every single one. They were super cheap for the longest time. I mean, let's look, they were literally like $1, right? And now in the last 3 months, it's shot up 1,500%. Now, don't get me wrong, it's $15. That's not that crazy. But why are these cards pumping? I take you back to this example. this Gengar Nami situation. You know, we've got a lot of new interest coming into the One Piece TCG, which is fantastic. It is super awesome. One Piece deserves the attention it's getting, but all this attention doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be all good attention. And if you ask me, guys, I do think we're seeing outside actors from the Pokemon community who are obviously the scalpers, the Pokebros, all that stuff, and I'm not attacking people who love Pokemon and stuff, but it's just, we've got the big money that are basically feeling stagnant in the Pokemon space right now, jumping ship and coming over here, and they just don't know what they're doing. And I find what's so funny about it all is that it's so easy to tell that it's these guys, because, like, if you watch One Piece and you're a fan of One Piece, this makes no sense to me. Okay, this makes absolutely no sense. These are promo cards. I think what they're doing is they're buying up promo cards, because we're seeing how, I mean, a lot of people in the Pokemon space, I mean, all the promo cards are really expensive, right? So I think what they're doing is they're buying promo cards over in One Piece thinking it's the same thing. But I've got some bad news for you guys. That's not really how it works over here. But I digress. I don't want to rant about all that. Another thing too, guys, is, you know, I find that these gold leader cards are not really being taken into consideration the way they should be, but these gold leader cards are really interesting, and they are starting to pop off, so perhaps the ship is soon sailing. But I mean, yeah, I mean, look at this most recent sale, $950 US. Look at that. That is crazy. So guys, clearly, to some extent, the market's moving faster than I can even keep up with. But, you know, it does actually look like people are starting to lock in and buy these cards. And there are a lot of these gold SP cards. I'm pretty sure these were only ever done for EVO2, so that's also a very unique thing to take into consideration as well. Yeah, prices are actually going up for these guys, so they're definitely becoming a hot commodity here. But I'm glad we're kind of finding this out together. This is why I wanted to do this video, because we're kind of going through it all. Obviously, mangas in general are popping off. We've been seeing some crazy price action on all of these guys. We're starting to also see that manga event cards, which shouldn't be confused with the original manga cards themselves, these guys, are starting to really pop off. And I was super blessed to pull this. And, you know, in the video when I pulled this, I was like, oh, this is cool. Didn't even realize this was like the second chase card of the whole set, which is super cool. But guys, this card has been steadily going up. I do think if you don't get these cards soon, you're soon going to get priced out if these are going to be too much money for you guys. But, like, look at this stuff. I mean, this was literally $87 3 months ago. It's now $240 US at least, and we're seeing that going up even more. So, definitely some interesting stuff there. So I want to talk about the next set, but there's two other things I wanted to quickly talk about. I think SPs like these, the gold and silver SPs, guys, I think these are going to be crazy Grail cards. We've already seen it with the gold SP Luffy. Now, granted, there was a surprising drop here in price by 4%, a couple $100 there, so I thought that was a little interesting to catch. But people are still selling this card for very high prices, okay? We can't make no mistake about that. Now, I personally think that the diamond SP Luffy here is way better than the gold, but, you know, that's just my opinion. I personally do still want this card. I really want this card. Selling for about $2,000 US right now. People are selling it for a lot higher in the 3,000s and stuff, so if you're Canadian, you're crying, you're weeping, but that's okay. But we've got things like the gold Teach. I mean, guys, I think these gold and silver cards are going to really pop off, okay? And they kind of already are expensive. I mean, when this card came out, for some reason, people just thought they weren't really fucking with it much, but now it's starting to creep up a bit. It was from OP12, so obviously a couple of sets back, but even in OP13, I mean, like look at this. This card has dropped down 33% and is climbing up again, 40% actually. Now, usually there is a price drop when a set comes out anyways, but what? No way is this real. Most recent price was $500. Oh, it was the Japanese one. Okay. Gotta calm down there. It's interesting how the Japanese and the English prices kind of like mix in together. All right, but yeah, as you can see, like $2,000, lightly played foil, $1,000, you know. So it's still pretty pricey card, but I do think overall, guys, I do think these cards are going to do really well. Not to mention, there's only currently 8 of them in existence. And what do I mean by that? I'm not saying 8 of each card. I'm saying there's only 8 of these types of cards. We've got the gold and silver Luffy, Shanks, Blackbeard, and now this brings me into the next set, which is, of course, Buggy, who's going to have his own gold and silver versions in OP14. Now, OP14 is looking really interesting. There's going to be a ton of cards in this set. It's going to be a fun set. I'm really excited to get it. Excuse me here. I'm trying to find where I got my boxes. But as we can see already, people are buying up this box. People are excited. It's 23% already from the original $192. But, you know, I've already got 3 of these pre-ordered. There's obviously a lot of hype about that. I'm not too worried. But listen, is it going to be a worthy set to hold on to? If you're going to buy a couple of these guys, maybe keep one sealed. Maybe keep a couple sealed. It's obviously going to do well long term. But, you know, in the short term, it's probably going to... the price is probably going to go down for a little bit, but who knows? Who actually knows? It's going to be interesting because we've got a mix of EBO4 in here as well. We've also got a Mihawk manga. Again, we've got new SPs in here, which will look fantastic. I mean, I do think this is going to be a great set. I do think it's going to be a valuable set. And we're also going to be getting EBO4 cards, which is really cool as well. Look at this Weevil card. Fantastic. I don't give a shit about Weevil, but this card, I need it in my collection, okay? It is really nice looking, and we've got a Eustace Kid as well. All the Eustace Kid mains out there are going to be happy. This is a great card. He straight up looks like Magneto here, which is awesome, and I just love the color, and I'm a personal big fan of just, like, scenes of cards happening. Although, you know, these kind of SPs are cool as well. And, of course, we've got the Zoro SP as well, which looks really nice. It's got Sanji and Zoro arguing. I think there's a couple of more. I could be mistaken, but like, there's one last thing I wanted to really touch base on here, because I haven't really been speaking much about it lately. And that is the Treasure Cup cards, guys. So if you don't know, Treasure Cup cards, they're a special type of One Piece card. You can only get it through like the events. They have the tournaments, multiple times a year, and you have to be good to win these cards. Now, it's been interesting watching the prices of these cards because, you know, because there's not that many in circulation, I find there can't really be a whole lot of market manipulation on the prices. But we do have a nice example here. This Chopper has been doing pretty nicely. It's gone up about 38%. The most recent sale was $1,200, which is crazy. Yeah, near mint foil. So it's starting to go up in price, but they're not all moving the same way. I mean, let's take a look here. I mean, Jack has kind of stayed stagnant for the most part. Let's look at Yamato. Yamato's got up 8%, 13% in the last 6 months. Most recent sales close to $1,000. So I do think there are people starting to wake up and realize these are very hard to get cards, but the price action isn't really crazy. What is this madness? $50. Oh, Japanese. Okay. Yeah, obviously the Japanese cards sell much less. But, like, for example, I saw this Sabo card that, although it's started shooting up in price, people were trying to sell this card for about $400 or $500 Canadian, and then it dropped all the way down to $200. So I can see that the price is starting to spike back up a bit. I mean, as you know, we're in volatile times right now. But it is nice to see these cards are kind of being acknowledged. We can see we've got Sanji here, Sanji Goro starting to go up as well. The latest price sold was about $600 near mint foil. So it's slowly happening, guys. But Treasure Cups, they're niche, but they're special. I personally love them. They're hard to come by. They're very, very low print because, again, you have to win them. So lots of information in this video, I know. But, guys, I hope this video was helpful. I just kind of wanted to do a bit of a, like, 2026 step into the new year. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays as we go in the new year. And, you know, guys, I'm just going to say tread carefully. There's a lot going on right now. It's very easy to get mixed up and think you're buying a really great card and wasting your money, okay? There's so many more examples of these too, but I'm just lazy. But guys, overall, if you play your cards right and you keep watching Treasure Theory videos, you're gonna find yourself very happy. But with that being said, guys, none of this was financial advice. Do what you will with your money, but most importantly, good luck and have fun out there. All right, guys, a video should pop on the screen. Be sure to click it, and I will see you over there.